Hi, welcome to educator.com, and today we have another lesson in Adobe Illustrator CS6, and today we're going to deal with images. Well, we always mostly have been dealing with images anyway, but specifically we're going to deal with important images into Illustrator, usually raster images, so those are ones that are not vector based. So let's get started. Okay, so to do an image, we go to File, Place, and there's no keyboard shortcut for Place, so you always have to go to the menu to do this. And let's grab a photo, and you can see you have some options, so you can link it, and link is what you should do because when you link it, it keeps the file size small, which in Illustrator is a very efficient file size. You can embed it, but it creates a larger file and it's really not advisable. Or you can bring it in as a template, and if I already had a file in, well, I'll show you that. You can replace it also. So, but right now it's dimmed. Okay, so here's a close-up of a hot chocolate. Let me bring in another file. Okay, so we have two files that I've placed in here. Now you can see up here that I can embed the file, and again I advise against embedding because it creates an astronomically large file size. So you really want to avoid that because most likely you may be saving this as a PDF if you're going to send it to print, and if you're going to make it for a web, again you don't need to embed it because it should transfer over. If you send it to a printer and you're not sending it as a PDF, you're sending the raw files. As long as you keep the folder locations the same, the links will be the same. So you really shouldn't never have to embed. But there may be a case, so if that's the case, there's your embed button right there. Okay, now you also have Edit Original, so you can edit it in whatever image editing program that you have. So you can use that there. I'm not going to choose that now because these are PNGs and JPEGs, so they're going to open up. They're not going to open up Photoshop or something else. You're going to open up like a preview for images to default. So on Mac it's preview, and whatever it is on PC, it may be image editor or something like that. Paint program. So in any case, that's what you use if you want to edit the original. So what it will do is bring you out of Illustrator into an image editing program, and you can edit it and come back here. All right. Now, another thing you can do is if you click the image name, you'll see you have some various options here. So you can relink it. So that means if the link has been broken and you have to find a file, like I said before, if you keep it in the same folder, the link structure will be the same. But for some reason you've changed the file location or the file name, then you'll have to use this to relink. Go to link. I'll show you that and somewhere in another window. I already talked about edit window. Update link. Update link is also if you've edited the file outside of Illustrator and you open it up again, and it has the old link, so you can update that link. And here you have placement options. So here are various things you can do to transform the file. So you get a bounding box to shrink it, which is already here. You know, to shrink it, proportions, fit, bounds, whatever. So, well, one more thing, and the other one is link information. Okay, so you can find out information about the file here in case there's something you need to know. So here's what I see is very useful, transform. So if you've transformed it inside of Illustrator, this will tell you what you've done and give you the degrees, because you may want to repeat that with another different file. But usually, just a little tip, when you transform inside Illustrator, it creates a larger file, and also this creates potential printing problems. So you really want to do all your transformations, crop and rotate it, whatever you want, before you import it in, so it's exactly the way you want. So you try to avoid any kind of transformations, scaling and rotating in here. All right, now, so you see there's two X's, so both of them are selected. So let me go to the links panel, and the links panel isn't available. So we're going to go up here, open the links panel, and now if I click here, I can go to find. So now it's just the jet that's selected. Well, now I selected both. Let me go back to the bottom here. Okay, so now if I want to find a file, I'll click on the link name, and that's relink. This is go to link. So it goes specific to that link. That's hard to see. So let me just zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so now nothing's selected. Yeah, nothing's supposed to be selected, so this big X there. Okay, so now I'm going to select the jet. So this is helpful if you have a lot of things in your file and you're trying to find one thing. So you can go to link, select that, and click the go to link button, and you see the bounding boxes around the jet. So if I put it around Coco and go to link, then it releases that and it goes to my Coco. Okay, so that's the way you can use the links panel. Okay, let's get rid of these. All right, so let's do a little check off here. So I've shown you placing images, and I'm showing you the link panel. Now I'm going to show you how to rasterize. Now I have our favorite apple here. So I'm going to select all of that. Didn't quite get the whole thing. Okay, so now that's selected. So then there's two ways to rasterize. So this is a vector image. As you can see, all the points and paths are there. So I can go to Object, Rasterize, or I can go to Effect and Rasterize. So let's do that. So then a window pops up. So the color model is CMYK because we're in CMYK mode. If it was RGB, this would be RGB. But also I can change it to grayscale or bitmap. I'm not sure why bitmap is there because I'm rasterizing it, so it's going to be bitmap. I never knew bitmap was a color model. So in any case, so 72D PPI is good for now. A transparent background is good because the background's already transparent. And for anti-aliasing, set to none. And I have that for a reason because I want you to really see that this is going to be rasterized. So now you can see that each of these have been rasterized. So now I have the effect for all these Photoshop effects are now open to me. So now I can use a blur. Oops. Okay, I can preview that. So I can kind of see, I think that's, okay, so now you see I've created a softer highlight. So if I go back, you see the difference. So between that and the rasterization. Now I can do the whole object also, obviously. But let me go back a step. Okay, so it's vector again. So now we go to Effect, Rasterize. I can put a white background in, and I can anti-alias this so it looks smooth. And you get kind of a weird effect because there's so many parts to it. So be careful. All right, so transparent usually is a good way to go. Okay, so now you see a little bit of difference because now all the objects are separate, are not separate as it was before, and I can so now it's one raster object, and I can still use the effects. I can use any effect in the effect gallery here. So let's just use blur because I like it and it's easier to see. So you see that blurred a little bit, and also within that I could blur it some more. So again, I told you before about effects on top of effects. So preview that so you can see it blurs even more. Okay. So let's get back to my vector image because this apple is very precious to me. I have to use it again. Okay, so that's rasterizing objects. So we have done that. Factorizing vector objects. Okay, because usually that's all you want to that's usually all you want to do. All right, now let's bring in a photo. It's going to place and show you how clip and mask works. Bring a little foxy here. I'm going to put that in the background because I need to use that for what's going to be masked. Now, last time we had some type, and I kind of fibbed to you because I want you to do your homework and use it and use what I use and show you how to think through a problem and get a solution. So actually you can group a lot of different objects together. So I'm going to show you how to do that, to create a clip and mask. So I have this here and a little star. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my 3 objects first. Then I'll go to Object, make compound path, and make. Okay, so now this is a, oops, I still have the photo selected, don't want that. So make sure I just have these objects selected. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Object, Compound Path, and Make. All right. Okay, yes, that's it. I don't know why that X was showing up. Okay, so anyway, little glitch, but no harm done. And you can check it in here. So all these other paths are for the other objects. And I can scroll down and I can see here's the compound path that's just been made. All right, so that's what happens. So now I want to shift click on the photo in the back.